Hello everyone, Trophy Wine Hunter. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's September 2024 and here's my monthly update. So a lot happening this month. Not sure we're going to get through all the videos that I've got planned. We'll do a lot of videos this month because lots is happening. So already I have a lot of videos that I've already done that are waiting to be released. I did a video on Blue Mountain's white wines and their new release of their Pinot Noir, which is upcoming. It's one of my favorite BC wineries, and I really think they do a good job, and really excited about tasting their wines. Another wine that I'm very high on is Veuve Clicquot's Extra Aged Extra Brut. And I just discovered this champagne. I never knew about it, and it's a very interesting product. I think it's a really great product. I had a very interesting tasting with my friends where we drank some wines that were past its prime, so I thought I'd do a video on that. And then this is my final video on the Coravin challenge. If my viewers and subscribers recall, I've done a Coravin challenge over the last 6 months, and then I forgot about the wines, and a viewer recently just reminded me about this and I got back to it. So these wines have been Coravin now for 18 months, so it'll be really interesting to try them again. A lot of excitement this month at BC. There's a Bordeaux 2021 release at the end of this month, so I will be reviewing the Bordeaux release in Vancouver and what wines that I would get to buy, what I would buy. The extra bonus this year is that I've been invited to the media tasting for the Bordeaux 2021, so I'll have the ability to actually try a lot of these wines. And I've also been invited to the BC Wine Expo, which is for media and people in industry. As viewers and subscribers know, I'm not a big over supporter of BC wines, so it'll be interesting. I'm going to drink the wines and assess them based on world standards and try to be fair and give you an accurate representation of what really is worth drinking in BC wines. Some of my viewers and subscribers know I will be traveling to Milan and Switzerland later this month. I'm excited. Hopefully I'll be able to meet a couple of my viewers and subscribers there. And I'm really excited about trying the wines from Switzerland. Most wines from Switzerland are drank inside Switzerland, about 98%. Only 2% is exported, and most of that export is to Germany. So we never get to try Swiss wine. So I'm going to try and do lots of shorts from Switzerland and present them while I drink them. And then when I come back, do a overall video. I normally do a little bit of talk about wines, and I'm going to go back to a theme that's very common that I've talked about many times, that I really believe people need to experience wines themselves. That was really brought to light for me when I recently drank 2 wines, Bordeaux wines from great vintages, 05 and 09, and they just didn't perform. And likewise, I had a great tasting with my subscribers on some wines that you wouldn't think were great, and they were excellent. So my point is really, when we look at ratings, again, it's very subjective. It's also based on timing. So a wine is only that rating for a given period in time. And after that, and in my mind, it's about 3 years, that rating really is obsolete. You really have to drink and taste the wines yourselves, because a lot of times you might not have the same palate as the person who reviews the wine. And that's why it's pretty important to know who actually reviews the wines. Sometimes the problem being with bigger publications is you're not sure who actually is rating the wine. Most people have a varied descriptor. They don't come up with the exact same descriptor. And likewise, I want to kind of de-emphasize trying to treat tasting notes like pop quizzes, like how many can you find? That's not what a tasting note is. For me, a tasting note just has to tell someone what you feel about the wine. And the simpler, the better. You want to get the most predominant taste that everyone can kind of pick up. And that's what happens when I drink with a lot of people. Generally speaking, all of us can pick up certain tastes, and then there's then the descriptors kind of fall off, and it's more varied. But generally speaking, you're going to get the predominant taste. Almost 90% of the people that are going to taste the wine are going to do the same thing. And that's really the important descriptor from my perspective. Also, I want to apologize to my viewers and subscribers for some of the videos where there's been mismatched audio. I was trying to experiment with kind of doing a hybrid where I do some photos and some videos and then a live tasting at the end. It hasn't worked out very well. I'm going to go back to the drawing board trying to figure out that whole mismatched audio before I do that again. So you're going to see me on all these videos live for the whole time, or you're going to see the whole video like my trophy wine nights where it's all kind of videos and pictures and I just do a voiceover. I won't do these hybrids until I actually figure out how to do this. The rest of this video is for my BC residents, and that's what's new and what's on sale in BC liquor stores. And people in BC will be happy to see this month I'm actually focusing on some BC wines, which I almost never do, but I am focusing on wines that I see in the BC liquor store that I have personally tasted. When we talk about wines, we can always say, oh, other people, this is a high rating, but really the proof is in the pudding. And obviously I can't get to every wine that I talk about, but I try to, as much as possible, base my recommendations on past experience, whether I've drank the wine before or whether I've drank that winery before. And at least with the BC wines, I can tell you that the wines that I'm recommending I have had. I don't know what the scores are, don't really care, but I know that I like them. People will say, well, sometimes Trophy, you have some lots of wine recommendations, sometimes you have very little. And really it just depends on the month, what I can find. I try to really err on the side of caution when I recommend a wine. I really want to recommend wines that I think most people will enjoy based on the price point. And if I have any doubt, I'd rather not recommend it. So rest assured, when I do make a recommendation, I do put a lot of thought process into it. And again, generally I have either drank the wine before, or I have familiarity with the winery, or I trust, based on my experience, that the rating is correct. People say, well, it doesn't matter, when you're $10 wine, you can buy any wine, it's the same. No, it's not true. Some wines that are better than others, clearly. And so I'm just trying to pick those out. And if you're doing it just randomly based on label or just on price point or just what's on sale, you're probably going to have a fairly low percentage. Probably, if you're lucky, 50% of the wines that you buy are going to be wines that you like. That's not a good percentage from my perspective. I'm hoping that when I drink wines, almost 90 or 95% of the wines that I drink will be wines that I enjoy, based on my palate and my personal preferences. So hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Here's what's hot in the BC liquor stores for the month of September 2024. I found some nice stuff this month. The first one is from J.L. Chave Selection. It's his Côte du Rhône 2021 Moncoeur. So J.L. Chave is from Chave Hermitage, that famous winery. But this is not his own grapes. This is his Negociant division selection, which he kind of picks some varietals or some grapes from other producers or from other wineries and uses them to blend. But it's still got the same expertise, and at a very affordable price. He has, I think, some wines in Côte du Rhône and some in Saint Joseph. But I think these wines are really well made and very affordable for the price. So this month, this wine is reduced from $30.99 to $27.99. You're going to get a very nice, hearty Southern Rhone wine, Syrah and Grenache blend, drink to 2027, 90 points Wine Spectator. Really great price, good producer, and it's going to give you lots of dark fruit, maybe some licorice. It's going to be a heavy style Côte du Rhône, which I really enjoy. Next wine is a wine I love. I think it's actually still undervalued. This is the Luigi Bodana 2020 Barolo. It is a small winery that's been existing for about 30 years in Serralonga d'Elba. I'm not sure why it's not labeled Serralonga d'Elba. I think that's where all the grapes come from, but it just could be historical. And I guess they were purchased by the JD Rara family. But you know, this is a small winery, small production, Barolo. I actually think it's quite well priced. Always gets high ratings. I think this is like 95 points Wine Spectator. But at $129, not that bad a deal. It is, of course, very ageable. I have drank the wines. They are obviously quite young and tight, but they are beautiful. And if you have some little patience with this wine, it's going to be something that you're going to really enjoy in 5 or 10 years. This is another nice buy. This is the Poggio El Tesoro 2019 Bulgari Io Seggio. So this is, Bulgari is the region right next to Tuscany, also very famous for these kind of super Tuscan or IGT type wines. This is a blend of Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Petit Verdot. It's going to drink from 2024 to 2038. Not a lot was made, only 6,000 cases, 92-point Wine Spectator rating. And you're getting it good, nice price, $52.99 now, reduced to $48.99. That was actually, I think, the release price in US, so pretty good buy. This is a great value wine that I've actually tried myself. I had the pleasure of drinking with Irene Del Santo, who was the export manager for Fanti a couple of months ago. Loved this wine in terms of the value. Bought a case myself. The price of it is $28.99 now on sale this month to $25.99. Tenuto Fanti is basically a Brunello producer, but this is their kind of IGT wine. It is a blend of Sangiovese, Merlot, Syrah, and Cabernet Sauvignon. So it gives you that nice dark flavor, a little bit of acidity with the Sangiovese. Really a quintessential IGT wine, really nice to drink right now. Pop and open, beautiful. It's going to perform quite well. So I don't see a rating for it. I think James Suckling gave it 91 points, but I like the wine myself. I've tasted it and I think it's a great value. This is the wine that I'm most excited about finding this month. It's a really great wine at a great price. So this is Umani Ronchi Casa Serra Verdicchio. And so this is a great wine value. $21.99 already is a good price, and now it's reduced to $19.99. So Umani Ronchi is basically a Bruzzi producer, but they also have vineyards in Marche, and Marche is a region that's known for Verdicchio, and Verdicchio is a grape type that Umani Ronchi is kind of a specialist in. So you've got everything here. The first vintage of the San Castel de Sierra was 1983. It's 100% Verdicchio, and it was created in the 1980s, and it was really the first truly selected Verdicchio made in the region. So it's really kind of a specialist, a kind of a reserve, or a really great Verdicchio that's made by a Verdicchio expert at 1999. So I really love the wine. Really happy again that this month I found a variety of great wines from various countries. I don't know what happened this month. It just seemed like there was more out there, and that happens sometimes in liquor stores. Sometimes you have good months, sometimes you have kind of more boring months. But this was a great month, and maybe I was sharper this month. I don't know what it was. So the next one is the Quinto de Miao Meandro. It's their 2020 vintage, reduced from $36.99 to $33.99. And always a very consistent wine, always around 90 points, hovering around 90 points. Wine Spectator, sometimes it's 92 points. This vintage was 89, but it's still a great wine. With Douro wines, it's going to be a blend of a lot of different grape types like Touriga Nacional, Touriga Franca, Tinto Roriz, lots of them. So there's quite a few. I love the intensity of flavor, there's a little bit of spiciness or tanginess, the tropicality, some green olives. So it's got a little bit of a different taste, very old world, but really enjoy it. Again, not sure what happened this month, but I'm just finding a lot of great deals. This is a new product, which is unusual sometimes in liquor stores. You don't see, we mostly see the same products over and over again, but it's from a producer that I really like called Bodega Garzon from Uruguay, and it's their 2020 Reserva for Albarino Reserva. 91 points wine spectator. Really nice, minerally crisp citrus type wine. It sits 3 to 6 months on fine lees in stainless steel, so it's not oaked. And so for those people that don't like oaked wines, this is a good choice. It's not on sale, but it's a good price at $24.99. Let's go to BC wine recommendations. Again, I don't normally do this a lot, but these are actually wines that I've tasted, so I do like them, and they do kind of agree with my personal palate. So the first one is Tinarn Creek. This is their 2022 Cabernet Franc at $27.99. I think they probably arguably make the best Cabernet Franc in BC. Cabernet Franc is a really hard grape to grow. It can get a little bit green and vegetal, but I think they do a very good job of getting that tension between a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of greenness that's still kind of edgy but not bothersome. Almost every year they do the same thing, so I don't think vintage to vintage matters too much. Really like their Cabernet Franc. And at $27.99, I like the price also. Another winery I'm really high on is Inchkeep. I think they make good wines all across the board, whether it be their value wines or their kind of more flagship wines. I think the quality is there. Love the winemaker. He always does a little twist on things. I like the individuality. This wine is kind of their entry-level white wine. It's a blend. I think it's got Riesling, Ehrenfelser, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Blanc, Chardonnay, and Semillon. I think what makes it a little bit of a twist is that Ehrenfelser. So Ehrenfelser is kind of a little bit of a spicy grape, but also a very sweet grape. And I really love that it brings this honey to the forefront and a little bit of a spice on the end on this wine. Really like this as a kind of just a drinking wine, sipper wine, kind of a starter wine for the day or for the night. This is 2022 vintage. I don't think it really matters as much for the rest of the vintage. I think this wine is always pretty good, and the right price at $26.99. These are two wines from Wild Goose that are always winners. I think the Autumn Gold is priced at $23.99 and the Gewürztraminer priced at $21.99. Very affordable. And I note that if you buy it direct from the winery, I think it's $2 less. So both of them are really good wines. Wild Goose is a Gewürztraminer expert. They do, I think, 3 or 4 different bottlings. And so they do a very good job with these Alsace type grape types like Riesling and Gewürztraminer. I like both of all their kind of white wines. The Gewürztraminer is going to be classic in terms of it's got that lychee rose petal aroma, very sweet, a little bit of spiciness on the end of the taste, but really classic Gewürztraminer at a really good price. Their Autumn Gold is more like a blend, but again, it's got that blend of Gewürztraminer in there. I believe the blend is with Riesling and Pinot Blanc. So they do great Riesling also. So it's always an award winner. I like these wines for the price. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, happy drinking.